I guess we should start this thing while I'm fidgeting with all the back end. Good morning, everyone. Nib Wars, 22 months of sub and Inkwell Monster, 21 months of sub and let's go. How are y'all this morning? I feel like I don't have all the buttons pressed or all the or everything set up correctly because I keep fidgeting with it. Schmevelin, 32 months. Wee. All right, how are we doing? I'm a little discombobulated here. I'm messing with my my stats. Happy Election Day, Game 6 day. Yes. Election Day, if you're in an area where there's voting, you should vote. Work on that. Work on that, chat. Where is my volume? Hey, JD lady. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so we're writing today. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm literally not even set up yet because I was already writing some this morning. I wrote yesterday. We'll talk all about it. Let me finish getting set up here. I was running a little bit behind. Also, happy cursed daylight savings time week, right? We're right in the middle. We're in no man's land. Happy Tuesday. Hey, Toasty Treat. Let's see if I can get in here. Let's see if I can get in here and remember how this stuff works. I did it, chat. I did a command. Shout out to Toasty Treat, my good friend who is writing her bahonkus off. So follow the writing of Toasty Treat, and follow the fountain pen love of Toasty Treat. All right, so Toasty Treat told me stream timer. So you would think with any of the OBS platforms such as OBS or Streamlabs, I would be able to go in to their library of widgets and find a widget called timer. Something simple, you know, to have a clock on here with a timer on it. You would think it would be that simple, but it's not. JD Lady with the gifted sub to Temporary Rye. Thank you so much, JD Lady. I appreciate you. Brain is so messed up by the time change and not time change. Yes, Queen of Washi is in the past currently. Queen of Washi is in the past. So what I have to do is find an app to create a program or a file. We'll talk about emotes too. To create a program or a file to point a new source on my OBS to something on local on my computer to actually put a time clock on my stream. I don't get flummoxed by a lot of technology. That one really kind of messes with my brain, that there's just not like a widget plugin in OBS or Streamlabs OBS. Inktails with a gifted sub. 5 gifted subs in the channel. If y'all will bear with me for 1 second, I need to check this text. Something's going on and my phone's blowing up. So give me 2 seconds. There are a few timer widgets. I was a struggle bus yesterday. I tried to get it. I'm on PC, but like they're all external to OBS, which is fine. Like I can do external to OBS and build it. But my point is they're all external. Like I want something just built in. Hey, go install this widget and then add it to my source and then go. But I need to download something locally. All right, give me a minute. I really need to address something in my text. All right, apologies, chat. I think OBS has a built-in timer, but it was awful. Yeah. So I will do these. I'll grab one of these after. We'll set this up. So this one up afterwards. But Toasty gave me some links, and like I can do the my stream timers, and sorry, Robin. Okay, so I'm seeing some things like if I put it over here, like I can build this out, create a, like I can create this, add a source. I don't know. It was shockingly frustrating for all the technology we have to put a stupid timer on my screen right here or there or here or there. Like, really? Like, you can broadcast my ugly mug across the world, but I can't put a timer on my screen very easily. Get on with yourself, man. Get on with yourself. So, all right, that is on the list because, not because so let me rewind. For those who are new here or for those who are following, I decided yesterday, Bork and Bork with the gifted sub. Thank you so much. Where are my alerts? I decided, sorry, life is happening on my phone right now. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Squirrel. All right, what is this new hype train emote? Let's see what we got. Choo Choo Hype Pat. That is really hard to see. Is that a fish? All right, I got ink drops logos. We'll work on that. Squirrel. So, for those of you just joining for the first time or you long time followers, I decided for November to copy a book. I'm going to use the NaNoWriMo rules or the descriptions of 50,000 words in 30 days. Except I'm not doing NaNoWriMo. I'm not copying. I'm not creating new words. I'm copying words. So what I did was I chose a book that I wanted to copy. My friend Inkwell Munster, I think, who was in the chat. Yeah, I saw her earlier today. If you see in my title, if I ever have like a stream title that's got an exclamation point in here, you can a Nano Rebel. I got emails, believe me. So if you see exclamation point commands in my stream titles, that means you can type them in and see what I'm doing. So you just type exclamation point doing. Brad is copying Bone Weaver's Orchard by Sarah Reed at Inkwell Monster with a goal of 50,000 words in the month of November. So what I'm going to do, I don't have a timer on that, so go easy. Yeah, I'm doing that thing where I make a grumpy enough face no one will be able to tell I'm a bit weepy and deeply moved. Like, I want to say, in no uncertain terms, like, it's hard to say this, like, without being a phony, but I'm not copying this book because it's my friend Sarah who wrote the book. I'm copying the book because I want to read the book again. Like, that's the biggest compliment I can give someone is not only do I want to be, participate in their thing, but I want to continue to participate in their thing. So, that's the highest compliment I can pay to anyone who creates anything, right? So that's my feelings. I'm not, Sarah knows she's a good friend of mine and I love her to death and I think the world of her, but that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because she created something cool that I enjoy and I want to enjoy it again. So I'm using that as the platform to write. I keep saying write, I mean copy. All right. Every time I say write, y'all can tell me to drink. In the way that NaNoWriMo writers write, I don't. I copy. Okay. So let's get that clear. I am being the Nano Rebel. But I hesitate to even use the words NaNoWriMo. I just happen to be doing my own project during this month of November. It's also not September. Transcribe. Yeah, that's harder to say than copy. You've met me, Sarah. Transcribe isn't in my regular vocabulary. Oh, thank you, Toasty. I got your message. So, My goals are multiple fold. One, use my stuff, right? Use my pens, use my notebooks, use inks, try different things. Thank you, Bork and Bork. I am drinking water today. I'm very thirsty. I've had a lot of coffee this morning. Could y'all tell? Could y'all tell I've had a lot of coffee this morning? So I want to use my stuff. Trying to make you sound more pretentious. I am, for the first time ever, I am in the writers feed of Twitch in the writers channel, which I don't belong, but this is not necessarily like a makers and crafting type of deal. Like I'm not really making anything except some words on a page. So I felt more comfortable going in the writers domain. They will kick me out in a minute. Pretty soon we're going to get rated by like the real writers with some like GTFOs in here or something like that. So I can write anytime, any day with all the stuff I have and all the pens and all the pencils and paper. And you would think, well, Brad, why do you have a challenge writing? I don't. But what I do have a problem with is structure. Wearing a robe, it kind of, the way it's like hitting on screen, it kind of does look like a robe. I should zip it up more. I don't know if that probably makes it look worse. So what my real goal with this, aside from the tools usage, right, which I very much believe in, is the structure of what's going to happen, right? Of what needs to happen to accomplish a goal. And I'll write about this more as I go through this and the pros and cons and the challenges I had to fight through, because this is not normal for me, right? And it's intimidating. Like the commitment to the project's intimidating. It's a big thing for me. Like I don't want to, everyone handles like these types of things differently. Some people, can, put down 50,000 original creative words in a month. I don't want to say without struggle. I mean, that's a very, very hard thing to do, but some people are really good at that stuff. And, that's, your writers and your people who are creating and writing books and publishing things and writing for the web, anything like that. What I'm really going to work on is the commitment and the structure of the task at hand and trying to meet the goals. Okay. So what I have a trouble with is follow through, right? I can write all the words all day long, but giving myself that structure and having myself commit to that structure, that's my challenge, right? And this is a no joke challenge. We'll go over my first day yesterday here in a second, and I'm going to write some today on stream. But this is not I didn't pick the kindergarten level challenge to try to succeed at here, right? So one of the ideas that we had that I discussed on the podcast last week was Jeannie. That's the second person that said bathrobe. That's what I get for wearing hoodies on here. I'm going to zip this up. I promise you it's not a robe. Although I would wear a Run the Jewels robe. Killer Mike should get on that. Jeannie, thanks for the sub. I appreciate you. So we talked about different things you could do just for a project, just for a writing project. Actually, I look stupid like this. I can't do it. Sorry. Just going to have to look like a robe. So when we talked last week about, hey, what kind of things can you do for just your own project? What kind of project could you try? Could you attempt? Galantium, who mentioned it in the chat, I took their idea last week on the podcast and mentioned it as one of the things you could do, is taking Inktober prompts and write the story, or have that be your daily prompt, like Galantium saying, suit or crystal, and those are the jumping off points into the story you want to tell today. Nano already started, and the next thing you're in a robe drinking wine with a typewriter. Facts. We're going to have some night streams. Bork and Bork, good questions. We're gonna hit those. So yeah, I didn't want to do an early or off schedule stream before this stream today, but you're gonna see me pop up sometimes just randomly. Like I might pop up, turn on the camera, pop in my headphones, and just be sitting here writing because I'm actually this is my second day and I've been writing at this desk mostly. It's just kind of the right setup and I got stuff everywhere and I can spread out a little bit. So let's get into some of the questions like Bork and Bork has. How many minutes a day did you expect to spend on this? Were you over, under the first day? So the time is something I did not know in the beginning. I knew it was going to be a lot, but I didn't have like a measurement to go by. So a lot of this is figuring out, okay, your word count, how many words do you write on a page on average, right? So it's harder to count accurately when you're handwriting it as opposed to digitally writing it where you can just go, hey, word count, 639, whatever. So my counts are more estimates, and I will show you what I did on day one. That's not it. Smand. All right. So over the weekend, need one of them word gauge pens. Sarah has one. Other Sarah, not you, Sarah, who asked the question. Sarah, other Sarah, Inkwell Monster Sarah, has one of those word gauge pens. Was that accurate? I know you reviewed it. Was there any accuracy? Could you actually tell anything by the word gauge pens? It is, alas, not an accurate word gauge. Shocked Pikachu face. Shocked Pikachu face. So, I think a lot of you Pen Addict members know my setup here, but I'm going to go over it real quick. But this weekend, I picked out some new pens to ink up, and pick the notebook I wanted to use to do the writing. So, I got extra stuff in here for reasons we'll get to in a minute. So I picked the Story Supply Thick Plot, which is I wanted to pick something off my shelf. I have shockingly few choices for unused A5 notebooks on my shelf. It was either this, I had a Nanami Crossfield, and then I had my Masubi bank paper, which I'm already using the indigo cover one here in my journal. So I didn't want to double up on that, even that would have been my number one choice. Or I don't even think I had a Midori to use. That was it. Like I could have bought something if I thought, ahead of time. So I wonder if there's an app where you can aim your phone at a page and get a word count guesstimate. I bet you can at least OCR. You can OCR the file into digital and then do a word count from that. I'm sure you could do that. So this notebook was just sitting there unused. I bought it at the Atlanta Pen Show, probably like 2019 or something. So what it is, it's a nice leather cover, like really thick, really nice leather cover with a notebook insert. So this is like your full size A5 type of notebook. That's an insert here. So the notebook is bound in like this cardboard cover to actually go into this almost like Midori style. But it's in here, like it's so well done, even though it's just kind of banded, it feels like this is just the notebook cover. So that's what I chose. Also, it's got fountain pen friendly paper, allegedly. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So my biggest questions were like, how do I set this up? So I did zero prep work ahead of time. I didn't want to start anything. Like I could have started writing this weekend, but I didn't touch this book until Monday morning. So I sat down at this desk Monday morning, probably like around 9, and I didn't want to stream it. I was just because I wanted to figure out some things. So enjoy your lurk, Brooks. So I was like, hey, do I want to put a title in here? Right? I guess so. Yeah. So like I made like a title page, right? So but like nothing fancy, just hand wrote it with like a marker. I'd say it's fountain pen friendly-ish. Yeah, we're going to get to that. So, and then I skipped like the first page because I hate these glue bound pages that you can't get all the way down without ripping them. So y'all know what I'm talking about here. So right, you can see this, how this page is glued in. So I skipped that. I know, gotta yell at Vito. So then I started copying. I'm using the Kindle version of the book. I have the hard copy was my original. I don't want to copy from a hard copy. I think that would be like kind of a nightmare situation. That's too many hands moving too many things and just like moving around. So I just need my hands to write, not to write and hold another book and figure out where I'm at. So I prop my iPad. I'll show you all later, but like I'll take my iPad and then like prop it up like over here, right, like in front of this, so I can see and copy. So I bought the Kindle version despite having the hard copy version. So there's an extra like nickel for you, Sarah. Also, I gave my hard copy to either my kids or my dad to read, and I can't find it right now. I wanted to have it on the desk when I'm doing this, just to have it around to like hold the physical copy of the book. I can't find it. I think I've loaned it out to a kid who you don't go in their rooms and come out with what you're looking for, or my dad, all of which would enjoy the book. So I started the book and I was like, well, like, do I number the pages? So like, I'm not necessarily, the page count happens to be right based on the amount of pages I skipped, but I didn't intend to do that. That was the page count in the book of kind of the intro. Enjoy your lurk, Sarah. Kiraf, thank you for the follow. So then I've seen people on Instagram use the digital version. Yeah, I think that's the only way I could actually accomplish this, like without pulling what hair I have left out. So I started copying, right? Like I wanted to take the headers and kind of lay it out, kind of how the page, I wanted to kind of do like a fair representation of the page, right? So like that's how the page was laid out. This is like the, not the forward, but kind of like the, what do you call the pre-chapter 1 story, Sarah? What is the official, in a nonfiction book, it would be the forward or the introduction or what, but like, does this have a terminology like the pre-chapter 1? The prologue. Thank you. See, I'm not very good at like the proper English and grammar. Thank you. The prologue. So I started with the prologue and I just started writing, right? So I pulled up the page, started writing, and then I got to about somewhere around here, and I was realizing like I'm just like all run on words, right? So I decided like the new paragraphs I needed to indent like 1 5mm square grid to like break up the wall of writing. Okay. Exclamation point doing, awful otter, exclamation point doing. So it hit me that I was like, okay, I didn't want to skip lines, right? I'm fine not skipping lines, except, like on the titles and stuff, but I needed some type of indentation, right? So I finally started doing that. Also, this is dotted. You just can't see it. I will do a close-up of the book in just a second. Also, the main character of the book has some of his thoughts in here that are italicized, right? Like his own internal monologue. So how did I want to represent on the page? Well, I just took my markdown digital writing, and I just put little asterisks around here. So I want to have like Charlie's internal monologue noted somehow, right? So like that's why somewhere you get these little asterisks in here, right? So you can see another one down here. And then I'm trying to manage like the paragraphs, new sentences, changes of thoughts with just a little bit of space on there. So I'm using like everything except like the top 2 lines, bottom 2 lines. I actually started on the next page, you can also underline the internal monologue. Okay. Underscores are for italic, asterisks are for bold. Okay, maybe I'll switch that up. I like my asterisks though. Usually underline the things that are italicized. My page is so tight, I wonder if that would mess it up. Like adding an underline here, like it's already a lot. Like the way I write my pages, like it's a lot. So let me turn the page. Yes, I'm writing on the back side of the page. So here's the challenge. So slashes, yeah. Sometimes I'll use quotes. Well, there's enough quotes in this book. I wanted to separate those. Yeah, my writing is tight. So we're going to talk about word counts and times here in just a second. I do italics and bold. Hey, not yet, Steph. Let's give me like a week and we'll see if I'm still sane. So I'll probably stick with the asterisks just because of the way my handwriting goes. I don't want to separate them out. Block quote is generally what you'd want. I get that. Yeah. You're going to have to ice your hands after this. We're going to talk about that too. So yeah, so I just kept going. It took like this page took me forever to write. Like I didn't think about doing any kind of time of, how long it was going to take me until after I was done yesterday. And I was like, oh, I should probably time it. I did some word counts. We're going to do this. Italicized text equal quotes when you don't have an italic font. I don't know what that means. You got to realize you know who you're dealing with here, Tony. Like, I'm not smart about these things. I'm good with my asterisks. I might be willing to change it. Anyway, this page took me forever because I'm thinking about how do I want to lay this out? Am I doing the right thing? How is this pen working on the page? Right? Like, I'm really... Oh, Mafia Geek. Mafia Geek's actually onto a solution that I am down with. I just worry about myself like having to switch and stop. Different pen per person talking. I am not going to do that. There's enough conversation in here. We're just going to run through. But the italics, I could get behind that. So this first page took me forever because I'm sweating every detail. Am I doing the right thing? Did I choose the right notebook? How is this pen working? Am I spacing things right? What do I do with the italics? Like, this page took me forever, and I was like, I have made a huge mistake. I have made a huge mistake committing to this. How much is that internal dialogue? I have to go back and look. I mean, Charlie's a pretty interesting cat. I imagine there's a lot more. I've already read it once, but I don't remember how it goes. But the quotes, I will never do that. That's too many pens. That's too much stopping. So anyway, yeah, this page took me forever. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? What have I done to myself here? What have I done? And then as I got to this page, I had trouble with this paper on the back side of the page. Like, it's really nice to write on for fountain pens. So this is the Leonardo Memento Zero. The Grande, the piston filler, Stromboli material. The Brooks material, primary manipulation. This one's called Stromboli. We will cover that at Talonay. So, and this has the gold extra fine nib. This is a shockingly wet writer, even for an extra fine nib. This is my lines on this page. This page is very smooth. I enjoy it. And I'm not getting any feathering or bleeding, but there is some ghosting. You can see here my back page, and you can see it up here. Right? It actually... after you write the text, I don't have trouble reading that. I'll write stuff italicized in cursive. That's also a good idea. Like going back reading it, I don't have a problem with the ghosting, but when I'm writing on a page where I can just see through a little bit, I had real difficulty focusing on this as I was writing. Like afterwards, it doesn't really bother me. But while I was writing, I had a challenge, like just physically looking at the stuff. So after these first 2 pages, I kind of got in a groove when I got like over here on this third written page. So that's when I started like feeling like, okay, I like over here, I'm going, OMG, I need to switch notebooks. OMG, what is this ink doing? OMG, is it the pen? Like questioning like my entire existence, right? Then by the time I got back over here, also I was like, oh, should I just write on one side of the page? Because it's a lot harder to, it's a lot harder to write on the left-hand side of the page for a right-handed writer like myself. The page bounces a lot more. So, I've worked on things to mitigate all that. We'll talk about all these things. So, so then by the time I got over here to this next page, I felt, okay, stop overthinking this. I mean, that's what I do. Y'all hear me talk. Stop overthinking this. Enjoy the story. Enjoy writing. So I did. So I did like this. I think I went all the way here to chapter 1. So the prologue finished here. Then I started over. Stop overthinking this needs to be your life mantra. That's true. Questioning my entire existence is the NaNoWriMo vibe. I've discovered that really quickly. So I did like these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages while I was writing yesterday morning. So I couldn't get out of this pen fast enough. And I've let myself, I'm not committed to like a single pen per chapter or anything like that. I'm letting myself change pens whenever I want to, change inks whenever I want to. But I wanted to finish this, at least the prologue, up to see what I really felt about the ghosting, and is this going to be a paper problem? Do I need to start over? Something like that. Like you can see it here. Like again, reading this is not bad, but when I'm writing on top of this, I was struggling. So I was like, well, let me switch when chapter 1 goes, and I switched to the Faber-Castell, the Ondoro, which is one of the pens I wanted to ink up. What's one of the pens that I like that I haven't used recently that I wanted to ink up. So, do you have somewhere you're going to mark when you stop each day? Yes, we will go into that. Or kind of. Maybe I don't. So this is a weird pen. It's a big, chunky pen, but I really like it. And so this has an extra fine steel nib. And this is the difference between an extra fine gold nib and an extra fine steel nib. And I think y'all can tell the difference. Maybe some people won't be able to tell the difference. It's like half the line thickness on the right-hand page in the green compared to the left-hand page in the magenta. I enjoyed writing the smaller lines so much better than this. It's actually made me question my life over here. I had trouble with this much ink just thinking about it, right? It was just in my head. I was like, this is so much ink, and my lines are wide, and my handwriting's messy. And then I got over here, I was like, oh gosh, thank you. I am back. Yeah, ink absolutely matters. Ink, paper, and pen, and nib, all those 3 things. There's not one thing. You got to take into account all of them. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this page the most yesterday when I started writing, as opposed to this. So also, you'll notice with the thinner lines, the less ink on the page, the less wet ink, there was no ghosting at all. Like just none. Like this is my jam. So like this pen, I'm going to keep going for a little bit, but now I'm having to rethink like some of the pens. So this is where I stopped yesterday, and This is what I did this morning while I was like having my coffee. I did these 2 pages. Did I do more than that? Oh, just barely. So that's where I stopped this morning. I thoroughly enjoyed writing these pages. This is the story supply thick plot. All right, so when I got to these pages, good morning in our stooge. When I got to this morning, I wanted to figure out my word count per page, and I wanted to figure out like my time per page. So I messed around with some of that this morning as I was going. But I was much more confident starting this morning to where I could just pick up the pen and go. And it was much better. So I'm going to have to rethink. Like, I really want to get this Lamy Safari in the rotation. But I'm already worried that it's going to be more like this ink and nib than this ink and nib. I inked up a Vanishing Point. This has an extra fine nib on here. I was actually worried about this pen the most. That, it's just going to be too small and too annoying to use for page after page after page. I actually think now it's going to be one of the better pens. I was actually going for a little bit wider, wetter pen in like the Kaweco extra fine nib. Like, is it going to drive me crazy? Am I going to end up using more standard pens? Like, might I use my gel pens? Like, I'm going to use gel pens and pencils and all kinds of things in here, but I was planning on mostly fountain pens. Now I think I'm going to have to roll into some gel pens, some more pencils, some ballpoints, which I was planning all along, but now I think there might be more of that because I did get a little bit frustrated over here. So, because I am all into this. Like, I was really happy with this. I didn't do all this yesterday. So these 2 pages and the next page were this morning. So, page counts and times. So I needed to figure out how many words per page I kind of write. Again, like when you're doing handwritten words, I guess we could test out some OCR stuff later. I'll do that offline. Transco Yeah, I was trying to think of a name like that. I didn't think about it too much. But I need to have like a daily ballpark of what I'm writing. So I counted, I don't know if it was this page or this page with the wider writing, and it was 310 words. Like I said, I can't remember if it was this one or this one that I counted. It came out to 310 words. So I was like curious, like, well, what are these pages gonna be like? So I counted this page, 312 words. So my writing is pretty consistent, even despite the little bit wider line here than here. So we're gonna call it on a full page 300 words, right? We're gonna under. I need to get a notebook. I need to get a notebook command in here. So this is the story supply thick plot. I will put that in here in a minute once I can get my keyboard back out. So we're gonna call it 300 words a page for my handwriting, and I can try to like guesstimate manage these partial pages and things like that. So I also, yesterday, I spent like 2.5 hours just writing this, and this. Like, it was at least 2 hours. So I was like, that seems like a long time, and it is. So I timed myself on this page. I timed it, and it was 24 minutes. So it's not going to reduce the ghosting effect because it's not in between the page, right? Like having a hard background, the ink's still going to get into the page. I don't see how that would reduce it. So 300 words, 24 minutes. So Toasty's got the math. about 5.5 pages a day. So I got almost 5 yesterday, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, little short. So we figure maybe around 1,500 words yesterday. And then so today I've got 2 down and I'm starting the 3rd. So 5 pages at 25 minutes per. It's at 125. That's like 2 hours. So it's like I got to spend like 2 hours a day to kind of like land in the goal area, right? So that's how all the math is working out so far. So the big question is, do I have 2 hours a day? Doesn't the Kindle app count words? I could probably like highlight and count, something like that. So yeah, so the biggest constraint is 2 hours a day commitment. And I think I can do it. Like that's part of the goal is to do this for 2 hours a day instead of scrolling on my phone or doing something stupid. Like I've played music the whole time I've been writing this. Like it's been good. Like I can do that. So what I wanted to do yesterday is I did the bulk of the writing in the morning. And I told myself I would come back in the night and like knock out 1 page, right? Do 1 page. And I could never do it because we ended up having just a bunch of crazy things happen last night. So I still got my good baseline in. But I would have liked to have gotten like 2,000 words yesterday. Because at some point, I'm going to miss a day. It's just going to happen, right? So I want to have some kind of buffer built in. Especially with like Thanksgiving at the end of the month. There's probably going to be a day or two where I can't write. So I'd like to do more like 2,000 words a day just to have a few day buffer, for whatever reason. I use the Forest app to stop me from picking up my phone when I write. I have that downloaded. I need to do that. And like Toasty Treat uses it and is able to share it. Like with other people who want to like participate in the same window of time. Rainbow Sophia, yes, do !doing. And so yeah, like I'm still trying to figure out the actual schedule. Let's see. So Forest is this little tree app right here. And you have different timers. So you like start a timer, essentially planting a tree. And you're not allowed to pick up your phone to stop the timer, or basically you kill your tree. So it's a way to like basically you manually put your phone on lock for a certain amount of time. Once you hit the time, hey, you grow a tree and you try to grow your forest, right? And it's also like you can share it with other people and do some cool things with it. So it's hard to not grab your phone sometimes. So but I haven't been doing that just because like I've been listening to music. I've still been kind of working on the whole setup. Like today I was working on like the stopwatch, like what does the timer look like? And I wasn't racing against the clock to try to write the page. Like I was writing, I would drink coffee, take a break, breathe, whatever. Sarah, do you know how many words are in this book? I don't know. That's another reason why I picked Bone Weaver's Orchard, because it's not massive. It's like good medium sized. So it's about 56K. So yeah, like if I do I'm planning on doing the whole book, because I was guessing it was like around 60K. So like 56K is perfect, right? So somewhere in that ballpark should get me there, right? I finished the book for the month. That's the goal. So yeah, that's kind of like my first day's thoughts. So on my hand, how does my hand feel while I'm doing it, after I'm doing it? The first day, So this is also going to be pen dependent, either as well. So the Leonardo is an awesome writing pen, right? It's very comfortable despite being a large pen. I can have a light grip and the words just kind of flow. So I did 1,500 words yesterday. And my hand was a little sore, but nothing that didn't instantly vanish the moment I stopped. So like I was consciously working on light grip pressure and good hand movement. So I didn't have too much of a problem. With the Faber-Castell, with the more concave grip, as opposed to the straighter grip or the tapered grip here. So this has like a taper down, and then this has a concave. I found myself death gripping this pen more because of the shorter section, and I actually had more strain with this type of grip, despite it being comfortable when writing. No swirlies. Thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome. Glad you're here. I actually had more strain with this pen, I felt, or it was the second day and my hand was just sore to begin with. So this is also, for those who are new here, this is also the wrist I broke, right? And I can still feel the pain in my wrist. It's almost like I have an arthritic wrist now. Do you have to push ink in converter in relation to loss of ink? I haven't yet. We'll see how that goes, but I haven't. So I haven't pushed down the converter at all to compensate for anything. DP LaFole, 16 months of sub, and thank you, buddy. So yeah, so me being a fan of the lighter, smaller, narrower pens, I do understand that works for my tiny handwriting, but it also promotes more of a death grip on the pens, whereas the wider pens tend to promote a more looser, flowing style of writing. I also don't write cursive, right? So it's all printed, as you can tell. Toasty doing writing sprints on Twitch most evenings, that would be great. Yeah, because like after 8 o'clock, although not the next 2 nights because of the World Series, but like after 8 o'clock most nights, I'm just usually sitting. I'll either, read, watch TV, play games. So it's going to be my writing time. I can just come right along. Sorry, but that section on Faber-Castell are terrible for me. This is the good Faber-Castell section. The other ones with the short section, I'm going to use one of those later. That one's the real struggle, I think, with just the metal at the end. It'd also be the metal grip versus plastic. I also often find that grip metal pen's harder than plastic pens. Yeah, so this one's actually very comfortable to write with. Like, my handwriting's like super clean and enjoyable. Like, I think the nib is great. The extra fine Faber-Castell nib is great. And this is the Graphon Faber-Castell Viper Green ink, which is great. Your copy's a lot more legible than the original draft. Yeah, World Series is going to be wild in Houston. Y'all having any watch parties at Drum Ghouls? I was at Drum Ghouls for the playoffs a couple years ago. That was fun. So yeah, like I noticed more pain today than yesterday. But it goes, what I noticed was not really like hand pain, but like finger lock, right? Like my fingers were like locked in this position. Like I have a very traditional grip, and like I was like, stretch. So it was yeah, I figured as much, Toasty Treat. I figured as much. Funny to hear you talk about being bothered by the wet ink lines for the gold nib. I think that's what a lot of people like about fountain pens. Yeah, which is why I'm a huge steel nib promoter. You're never gonna hear me like, Brad, should I buy a steel nib or a gold nib? I was like, I like steel nibs. I mean, certainly there's great gold nibs, and I love gold nibs. But I don't dislike steel nibs. In fact, I might prefer them. So I've been thinking with some of the, and this is a little bit heavier pen too. So I was thinking about pens that I don't have inked up and ready to go. Like what pens, now that I'm discovering, okay, this ink's maybe a little broad and wet out of this nib for this particular application. This pen is perfect writing wise, but maybe not the most comfortable. What pens do I have not inked up yet that would be enjoyable to write for a long time? Yes, this is the Viper Green, where I hand based a bread when not drawing. That's smart. That's smart. Fig Boot reviewed the premium nib. Cool, I will check that out. Yeah, this is an awesome ink. Really awesome ink. So trying to think about now, well, I did all this pre-prep inking, like what would be a good idea. So the Shown Ultim is on that list, but there's a problem with how I have it currently set up. I would need to change the nib because it is the single most inky wet nib, and I will drive myself berserk looking at the ghosting from the nib that I have in there because it's so broad and wet. That nib will never go in this book. I would not be happy with how the results would be. So I can switch the nib on that. The pen I want to try first is my Y Studio resin fountain pen with a Franklin Christoph needlepoint in there. It's a lightweight pen. The spoke icon's definitely going to get used. It's lighter. It's already inked up, ready to go. Actually, I have a second one that I need to ink up. I made me a second one. Hey, Inky Day Sleeper, thank you for the follow. I'm going to ink this one up. I don't have this inked up yet, so I'm going to try this one soon. So this is the cobalt and titanium. And I built it because I thought it was cool, but I haven't inked it up yet. Get an FNF adapter and put a UEF in your Shown Ultim. Well, I mean, I've got some needlepoint Yovo nibs, right? Brad FC needlepoint is really an EF. Well, it depends. Have you considered the drill log? I have, and I probably not. So I'm probably not going to use the drill log because of the paper, right? Because I think it's going to be a little bit weird. I have it sitting right here. I've been testing with it. I need to find, if I can find an ink I'm happy with, I will use the drill log for the book. No, I didn't hear anything. Like, that's why I don't know what he's barking about. Like, if I actually heard something, I would understand why he's barking. I didn't hear anything. No delivery, no people, no nothing. So he'll be back here in a second going, saved you though. I'm like, okay, thanks, buddy. Fully protected. So yeah, I am rethinking. What are we doing today? That's a great question. Hit exclamation point doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm rethinking some of the pens I thought would be a good idea for this project and inks. And I'm going to have to rethink some of them. I'm going to use everything I set up in advance. Like, this was all the stuff I set up in advance to write with. Just, hey, I wanted to get some fresh ink. You know, I need the fresh ink to motivate me to, like, start the thing. Like, part of the project was, hey, let's use the stuff, right? All right, see you, Testa. Part of the stream was to, like, hey, let's use some things I haven't used in a while. So these are all freshly inked for this, and I'm going to have to rethink my original thought process because the paper, while it's really good, is not going to do as well for me on some of the bigger, wetter nibs like these. So we'll see. We'll see. With your past injury, you may want to plan for a few days off along with around Thanksgiving. Yeah. The wrist days. Yeah. Loveless. It's been a while. We did it. We did it, chat. We need a special emote just for Love Loveless. My favorite. My favorite. So, yeah, so that's something I've learned. Another thing I've learned, which I think some of y'all do, I'm sure I got this tip from one of y'all, is so the challenge actually when writing is the disparity in level when you get down to the bottom of the page, right? With your wrist resting up here, it's a lot more comfortable, right? And then you get down here and you start having some weird things. So I've been keeping, hey, stereo sound. So for the left side of the page, until I can get it built up, right? Until I'm, like I get more of a base under here. I've been putting this pad under here to just kind of raise this level up. And so I'm not bouncing around the page as much on the left-hand side. So that's why you'll see me keep this in here. And then I need to figure out if I'm also going to have something for the base here, right? It's like another notebook or a book just to put down. Like something that you can figure out, like that's around the same height as the desk. Oh, thank you, Inky Day Sleeper. Michael got that same llama yesterday. I always forget how smooth these are out the box just using the cartridge. Yeah, I just popped the black cartridge in here. And like I'm desperate to use it, and I just don't know that it's going to be good. Move the page more than the wrist? I'm not sure what you mean. Like when I get down here, I'm off the book. Right? Do you have a padded wrist rest like for a keyboard? I don't. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't have one of those wrist rests. I know what you're talking about. So yeah, I'm curious if this Lamy with the black ink cartridge is going to write like this and have more of this ghosting problem here, which will frustrate me. But now I'm thinking about some other pens that I didn't consider. The paper is not Tomoe River. It is the Story Supply Thick Plot notebook. So this pad's working on this side. Yeah, remind me to make that command as soon as I can reach my keyboard here, because that's going to keep coming up. This side's working. Like I like this, so I just got to figure out what I'm going to do here. I also use. Are you a copywriter? I am not, but I'm literally copying other people's writing. It was more of a little. I am a blogger. I am a content creator, but I'm not an official like writer. Like I'm terrible like at literal writing, but I do write a lot of words. They're just not always my words. I am religiously using blotter paper for my hand, right? I tend to write with my left hand over the page as well, so I get my finger oils and moisture on here. So I just use this religiously all the way down the page, all the way down to the end. Do you consider using the Shown Design Ultim? It will be in the rotation. I need to switch the nib out of it because that nib is too wet for this page. So I'm gonna have to swap the nib out in that one, but I will be using it at some point. But I couldn't do a whole book with one pen and ink and nib, and I'm just gonna use all the different things. Do you have a spare Ultim section? I have a number 8 section, which that would be going the wrong direction for the type of nib that I wanted to use. Blotter paper is life. Like I'm telling y'all, buy a 10-pack of these or whatever these are, or whatever the quantity is. I have them just like laying around in all my notebooks. So yeah. JJ Server, thank you for the follow. But yeah, fountain pen, nibs, and ink don't do good with hand oils. So I use this completely. All right, so I think I at least want to knock out. No, get a pet, not necessarily. It's more of a personal thing, right? What the problem I had isn't with how it looks afterwards. Like, I think it looks fine. I had trouble writing, seeing the ghosting, right? Like, I didn't, I just, it was kind of like messing with my eyes a little bit, I guess, right? So I don't mind it after the fact, after I got through the page. But, like, I would use Tomoe River paper. Tomoe River paper ghosts like a mofo, but it would still be fun to use. But it was more that it was hurting my eyes than that it's technically a problem, right? Why did you not stream last Thursday? Because I am buried in work. I had to do shipping. Still have 400 and something knock orders to go through. And I've shipped like 400 and something knock orders. So there you go. Oh, you probably mentioned this and I missed it, but what are the inks? I didn't specifically mention it, so thank you for asking. This is Graphon Faber-Castell Viper Green, which I did mention. This is Ackerman number 12 Mauritius Magenta, and that's all I've used so far. So there you go. I was recently gifted with one of those drawing tablet gloves. I know what you mean, yeah. Not using it instead of blotting paper. Yeah, that makes sense. Brad, you mentioned wanting to explore Faber-Castells and GVFC. It's my favorite brand. Can I ship you some? If you want to try a review, email me. hello@penaddict.com. What is this Bones Day and No Bones Day? I don't know what that means, but I see it. Y'all got to help me. I don't know what that means. That's a ELI 5 thing that I like. I'm internet savvy, but I don't know the No Bones thing. It's a TikTok thing. That's cool. I like memes, but that one I don't know. Noodle the pug. But what does it mean? Is it like literal, like Noodle's getting a bone these days and no bones these days? His owner tries to wake him up each morning. If he stands up, it's a Bones Day. And if he flops down, it's no. So it's like a Groundhog Day thing, like seeing the shadow. That's actually pretty funny. That's funny. I made a No Bones pin video on TikTok. I don't have the TikTok. When did TikTok become not spyware? I don't know. My kids are on TikTok. I haven't done the TikTok. All right. One more thing. Shauna loves Petrichor. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. One more thing that I am doing. Which I skipped earlier. I forgot to circle back on. Is how to track things. So I didn't want to track what I'm using in the book itself, right? So like I didn't want to take Faber-Castell Ondoro, extra fine, Graphon Faber-Castell Viper Green, and like write that in the margin here, like what pen I'm using. I also didn't want to do it on the last page, even though that would have been super reasonable thing to do. I don't know why I didn't want to, just to have these pages in case something, like I should be fine on page count in the notebook. So what I did was I just grabbed one of the Kikuyo sheets that I'm gonna track. You can see how wide this nib is here. So I'm gonna use this sheet, and if for some reason I need multiple sheets, I can do that too, and just fold them up in the back of the book. So I know what I've used on what pages, and then like I'm numbering the pages, like the page counts on here. So that's how I'm gonna keep track of that. And then For word count, I was going to put that in my journal, which I meant to do this morning before I got on, and then I forgot. So I'm going to make a sheet with dates. This will be basically like a bullet journal, like a bullet journal page, right, where I just have the day, like a day header. Let's see. Move this out the way as I destroy everything. Brad, should I get an A5 plotter? That's a great question, Toasty Treat. That's a great question. How much would you use it at work? Because I think the smaller ones might be the best as a not an owner of a smaller one. You'd use it more for writing. You probably want the space because I know you have the smaller one. See, I was going, when I went to look at their site, I was going to go for the smaller one because I haven't found as much use for it as some of my other things yet. So like, would I use the smaller one more? If you're going to use it for writing, you know, as long as you're using it as at a desk, you'll like it. Like, I find it to be a little bit floppy. So, I don't know if you're going to use it for writing. I did get the big sheets. I'm actually kind of excited about this, right? I think this could be cool to use in there. The fold up sheets. So, I'm anxious to give that. This Safari is hot, I'm not going to lie. I still don't know why they created it. Anyone? Like, maybe no reason other than to just sell us stuff, but you can get a plain. I think you can get plain ones in that big paper, Tony. I think. I wish the clip was pink. Yeah, well, I don't know why they didn't. If they're gonna do like a breast cancer awareness month pen and give away pink ink, why don't give me the pink hardware? I don't get it. But yeah, it's cool. All right, since I don't have a name for this project still, we're just gonna go with November writing project. But I'm willing to put a name on it at some point. No Rypro. They did need to R&D the red hardware. Yeah. All these are... what size is the A5 fold up? A5. It's the A4 folds down to the A5 size. Any suggestions for getting Pilot blue ink out of white linen? Whew, that sounds like a nightmare. I don't know if anyone's used like Amadex or anything like that. All right, so we did. I'm counting. I did 1,500 words yesterday. Do I have a bone scraper? I do not. I need to. I've always wanted to get one, but I've just never ordered it. So I think I'm going to write a little bit. Let me give something away here real quick. And then I'm going to write a little bit. So the only thing when I'm writing, so this will be a new thing that Toasty does very well. When she writes and puts up the timer and is very good at focusing on her task at hand, I don't know if I'm going to be. So I'm going to try to ignore y'all. And, y'all feel free to write along, do your own thing, yell at me in the chat, tell me like I made a mistake, even though it's probably hard to read my writing. Yeah, you do a good job. I'm always impressed. Yeah, I probably didn't need to see that. All right, so actually, I think I'm gonna switch my blotting papers here. Blotting papers also are good bookmarks. All right, let's do a giveaway. Let me put the notebook in the commands. Tony, throw that link up for the Story Supply notebook so I can grab it real quick without having to go hunt it down. Or someone grab that. And then I'm going to do a little bit of writing. The only thing I haven't decided, I'm no specific pen this week because I'm using a bunch of pens this week. Thank you. There we go. All right. So we got that set. All right, let's do a giveaway real quick. Let me find something to give away. And then I'm going to write a page or two. Scribo Rimo. I like that. That's a contender. I'm going to write that down. I think this would be the slowest way to read a novel. That's why I didn't pick a new novel. I actually have some new books I need to read. So I don't think I could do that at the same time I was trying to copy it. And then I also did want to do nonfiction, which is what most of my books are, to be honest. See, I like Scribo Rimo. Because it's kind of universal. You can use it for a lot of different things. If you include the variant, it will go to the right color or leather. Nah. Because it's really, like, the leather is even extra. Like, you can buy the internals without buying the externals. All right. Let's see if I got since we're writing, let's see if I got a pen to give away. In general, is Pilot Blue considered more or less water resistant? Pilot Blue is somewhat water resistant. So it does have some waterproofingness properties. Good morning, Rewhizzles. All right, so I don't have any timers set up. Brad, what should I get? A Pilot 823 or a Pelican M800 for $315? I would get the 823, and it wouldn't be particularly close. But I might write different than you. How are we going to use the exact same as you if we don't use the direct link? This is a nice cover. I do like the cover. All right, let's see what I got. All right, whoa, what was that? See you, Glantium. I'm about out of pins to give away. This is a cool one, though. Let's see what we got here. I need to do an inspection before I give this away. Need to yell at Vito to make more of the exposition. Yeah, I would have used the expedition, but exposition. One, it's hard to say. Two, I've already kind of ruined it. I had to get like a fresh notebook. All right, this is what we're giving away. I don't have a pen case for it because it didn't come in a case. So this is like it's like the mini Render K. Get notebooks from Odyssey. You love them. I saw you posting about them. I'll have to check them out. So this is just a pen I've had laying around. I don't know that it's ever been used. I think Kara's actually sent it to me at one point. Takes a number 5 nib. All right. See you in a Mickey winner, Vlad. Takes a number 5 nib. Short international cartridges. I'm trying to see what size this nib. It's a Bach nib. Who knows how to tell what size it is? Anyone know what white dot means? This looks like, to me, a fine or an extra fine. Probably a fine nib. Who can say? White is EF? Yeah. Okay, I'll buy that. It looks EF. That's so dumb to have the nib sizes hidden and then make people question. But despite all that, that's the coolest heck pen. Did I ship out everyone's stuff from last week? I may or may not have I may or may not have shipped out your giveaway winnings from last week. I'm gonna go with I did, but very non-committal. Very non-committal to that. All right, let's give this pen away. Excuse me. How is the writing going? Check it out. Let me show Celeryman, because Celeryman's copying Lord of the Rings, which is way more intense than I could muster. But that's how we're looking. There's a random page. So yeah, it's going well. I'm about to do some in a minute. We've been talking through the whole process so far, and then I'm about to dig back in here after I give this pen away. So thanks for asking. How's your writing going? Yeah, it's the Graf von Faber-Castell Viper Green. So if y'all want to follow Celerymen, they are writing Lord of the Rings. Very large project. I love it. Love it. All right. Give away. So this is Kara's. All right. Giveaway is open. Oh, well, thanks, Celeryman. Appreciate you. All right, where's my... Anyone keep mints at their desk? I did this one at my old day job. I'd always keep Altoids at my desk. I keep them in my car. I never really keep them on stream, though. I'm a mint person. I'm always scared that I spelled raffle wrong. Try being me at some point who can't spell anything. Try being me who, like, people, like, bet on how many words I'm going to misspell. I keep coffee. Yeah, I kind of have 2 rounds of coffee. I'll have the morning round, and I'll have an afternoon round of coffee. Today I just got water. I've already had enough coffee this morning. Anyone can enter. I'll ship anywhere in the world. I pretty much drink coffee 24/7 too. I love coffee. So if you're new here, this is something I do every time I stream. I try to give something away. Sometimes it's like super nice, like this pen. Sometimes I just give away some notebooks, something like that. Some gel pens, just something fun to Like, I have more stuff than I know what to do with, so I'm going to give y'all more stuff than you know what to do with. And I just realized why I never eat a mint on stream, because it sounds gross and rude when I'm talking with a mint sloshing around my mouth. So remind me of that next time. Carly Brooke, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. But the difference is, Brad, coffee on a drafting table slanted with a drawing. Ooh, that is. Do you have one of those tilty cup? Do you have like one of those like boat cups where you hold it in and you like the drafting table tilts and it's like it stays the same? How much is the pen worth though? Who cares? The pen is worth free, because that's what I'm charging you for it. All right, let's pick a winner. Molly. Molly's on a heater. That's like once a month for like the past 4 months. I'm pretty sure. Again, multiple winner, zero winner. There is no in between. I mean, I understand you got to win once to win multiple times, but man, when's the last time we've had a new winner? I don't think they make the minis anymore. Yeah, I don't even know. Can we do that? O's in the chat? Yeah. Give me a 0 in the chat if you've never won anything. It's mind-boggling. I wish I could explain it, chat, but I can't. Can we do 0s in the chat? That was funny. All right, Molly, you know the routine. I'm going to make you email me. I don't send y'all stuff unless you email me. Adventures of Tony, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. All right, Molly wins the Render K. Is there an A6 notebook you like or recommend for the A6 seed case? Yes. And I can't remember what it was. We used to recommend it all the time. I'll have to look it up. I'm wanting to say Life, but I can't remember which ones it was. But I mean, really, any A6 that's not like 300 pages thick is going to work well. If you get one of the standard ones that are like 100, 150 pages, that'd be great. Hey, thanks, Adventures of Tony. I appreciate you. Glad you made it. All right, we're going to do some writing, because I probably need to stop talking while I have this mint in my mouth, because I'm probably creeping y'all out. That was really obnoxious. Don't let me do that again. That was a terrible idea. All right, we're going to pick this up where I left off. And the other thing that I mentioned, that I failed to mention about the writing and how am I feeling, like how's my wrist and all that, I get some bad posture when I'm writing. I get really hunched and slouched. Life Pistachio is great. They just tend to come thin. Like, you could do that Life Pistachio and get 3 of them and do it like a Midori Traveler setup. No joke. So, back to what I was saying before I got attacked by that squirrel. My camera setup's not amazing for my writing, my actual writing under the camera setup. So we're going to work on this for a little bit. Same, I have to keep adjusting myself to stop being crunched over the notebook. Yeah, it's weird, right? Like, that's one thing I didn't expect. I was like, why all of a sudden am I in a ball? It was bugging me. All right, so I think we have this mostly reasonably. Have you had to deal with the typo yet? That's a great question, Natalie. I'm surprised that didn't come up earlier, honestly. So check this out. No scratch outs. No scratch outs. No scratch outs. I'm pretty sure I don't have any. I did skip a word and I put it in the top. I did. So right here, I missed a word. And I did it above here. right? But I don't think I've. Oh, here's one. I did something wrong right there. That's my only blemish so far, which is pretty good. Ooh, the hour. I have the hourglass. Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, I'm shockingly clean from a spelling perspective so far. Mauritius magenta. Ackerman number 12 is the magenta. Have you ever seen in person an original Lamy 2K? I have not. Is that blank paper? It's a dot grid, but it's very, very faint. Which is working well so far. I'm going to stay on the green tip. So this was the timer that Sarah was mentioning. I have a 15-minute timer. Thank you, Barrelentine. The best dot grid is so faint you can't even see it. I know your feelings. All right, see you, Bruce. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate your gifted sub to Bruce. I know he appreciates it. Oh, speaking of subs, emotes. I talked with Angela, and she's got the ink drops emotes for me. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna redo that one, and then I'm gonna. Whoa, who was that? Boss Baker Chris, 5 months of subbing. Let's go. And then she's too busy to pick up the rest of them. So I've sent an email to Hey Matthew. We'll see what he says. If not, y'all need to hit me up. I need an emote artist. So I'll try to upload those the ink drops on here pretty soon. All right. You can make stick figure emotes. I can probably do that. So, where am I? Let me figure out where I am. Then I'm going to try to shut up for 15 minutes. Y'all can hang out. You know, maybe do your own work. Maybe see if you can, like, squint and read the words that I'm writing, because I know this camera's not low enough for y'all to really see it. And then I'll pick up any questions that you might have after. All right. So I'm going to... That's going to bother y'all. All right. That's 15 minutes. Yes. Okay. So my first question is, do we need music in the background? I write with music in the background. So I think I'm going to get the music added into the feed so we can at least have something in the background. It's quiet. It's got to be frustrating for y'all to like sit here and watch me do this in silence. Like, you need something. Did we get a new sub? OSU, 19 months of subbing. Take your Astros butt out of here. What's up, Gamma Gamma? Get the mic closer to the page, ASMR. Maybe. We could do some of that. We'll try that. I'll put the mic closer when I write this next round. I don't want to. Do you have to worry about copyright? Yes, you do. And I have some links to copyright-free music that I already have some that we can play on stream, but when I export these to YouTube, they get taken down. So I have one that's compatible with both Twitch and YouTube from a copyright perspective. So that's what I'm going to add. I'll try to get that done for tomorrow. Although I'm probably not going to write on stream tomorrow. We'll just chat after the podcast tomorrow. But we definitely need music, because I need music, because I was like, while I was writing, I was thinking about, this has to be like super boring for y'all. So I don't know how many like just pure writing streams we'll do. Just because that's got to frustrate you. But you saw right there at the end, I had to check out my pen nib. So the paper fibers do get into the nib. You see that? I have a little sheet here that I've just been like running spreading the tines a little bit. I have my my shim as well, but you generally don't need that. You wrote 2 pages in 15 minutes. I need to write bigger. Tess, I hope everything is okay. I generally don't need the shim if I'm writing. I can split the tines on a clean piece of paper. And, you saw me spread it on my thumb. And if it gets like really clogged up, I can use this. I usually don't have to do that. When I write, just needed a preschool test. Nice. When I write, and I'm doing it right now, 2 things. One, I keep my legs underneath the chair, which is adding strain to my legs, right? That's just I need to relax my legs. But when I do that, I tend to slouch even more. So I got to figure out my posture, get my feet flat, get my back straight, because if I'm doing this a lot, it's going to affect me. And then second, I notice I purse my lips, which y'all probably can't see when I'm writing. But as I was writing, and I did notice this before today, and because I'm kind of thinking about like how bored y'all must be, I was writing, my lips were like, so I was trying to loosen my jaw and my lips a little bit. So I really need to work on some posture stuff and trying to just have good posture, but no pressure anywhere, right? May try angling the notebook up a little, like putting on a binder. Okay, that's not a bad idea. I could do something like that. Yeah, that would give me this better posture back here that I need, because what I'm doing, so when I'm like this, so my legs are up under me in the chair, like my legs are on the rollers on the chair right now, and then like my back, like I'm hunched over and I'm writing and I'm pressing my lips together. So it's all these things that I need to that I'm still trying to work on and trying to figure out like how to like actually set this up, right? So we'll make it easier to write sitting upright on a slant. Yeah. I know I've got I certainly have a binder or something like that around here that I can write on. Definitely need the music because I need the music. I am doing the Bone Weaver's Orchard. If you do exclamation point doing, there you go. There's a link to it. It's a great, great gothic horror story, which isn't too scary. I don't read scary stuff. That's the thing that I told Sarah when I read this book originally. Like, this is not the genre of book I have ever read in my life, and I actually usually really loved it. Would an A4 size pad like a Rhodia be easier to use ergonomically? Probably to a degree, but I want to have like a bound book, right? It's kind of the goal. Like the biggest challenge right now is just like writing off the edge, like getting my wrist manipulated. That's why I have this pad on this side. Hey, you got it, Apple fan. Using a binder also helps with deal with the drop off. Yeah, I'm really tempted by that. Figuring that out. Just do it in a bunch of field notes. I have a different project I've tried in a bunch of field notes. I failed that one. I can still pick it back up though. Is it normal for a nib to dry out whilst writing for a while, or is it a bad nib? I think there's a lot of variables in that to where you can't just say yes or no. I would more lean towards no. It's not normal, but maybe you need cleaning. Maybe there's paper fibers in there that's gunked it up. Maybe the ink's not flowing. Maybe it's a different ink you need. So a lot of variables in that Italianate. Yeah, writing slope. Yeah, that's what we were talking about with the binders. I'm pretty sure I can find a binder pretty easy from my kids' room. Just thinking about it with the binder having the angle, it feels like it would be a good idea. Writing slop. That's what I'm doing too, Tam Server. I'm writing slop. Mueller-Gein. Oh, that's the wrist brace. I probably have some wrist braces I can use. I am experienced with wrist damage. So, music is at the top of my list. Like, when I was writing before stream today, I just picked up like some of the like rap instrumentals that I listen to, like a bunch of beats and stuff. Like, that's cool. Like, obviously can't do that. I have to get the link to the right copyright thing. So that'll be at the top of my list for later this week, or if I like pop back on at nighttime and things like that. I won't be on tonight, that's for sure. Is it almost 12 o'clock? What time is it? It's almost 12 o'clock. I don't know what we're gonna do yet, Bruce. I don't even know if I'm done streaming yet. I think I'm gonna do another round here, and then we'll do a giveaway. New nib with Oroshizuku Kujaku. Yeah, I'd maybe like clean the nib, and if you can separate the nib from the feed, like if you can pull it and clean it, like really clean it, even though it's new. You're building a big Lego today? Which one? That would be fun. Ooh, the Mario question block set. That's a cool one. Nice. So yeah, like I'm feeling pretty good about this, despite my first page anxiety yesterday. Going, OMG, what am I doing? Am I watching the game tonight? Yes. I'm gonna have to get coffee, man. These games are killing me. Y'all know I'm not a night owl. Like, I usually get in the bed like around seventh or eighth inning, and then like struggle to watch the end. Even like if it could be like a game clincher, like you want to see the celebrations and the interviews afterwards, but it's like struggle bus. Especially because I've been playing pickleball at night, so it like you're tired. I'm tired when I come home. I get home at like 8 o'clock, and like I've been running and sweating. I just want to sit down and you take a shower after been exercising, and then I have to stay up 4 more hours to watch a game. But hey, first time in 26 years. Is that what it is? Yeah, 26 years. 2 more games. Well, 1 more game to go, hopefully. 1 more game to hope. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough for me because I am an early sleeper. So yeah, it's good though. It's good though. I think I might have to I might have to break out a jersey tonight or something. We got to do something good. I'd also suggest getting one of those foam stress balls for your writing hand and give your fingers some light exercise occasionally while you write for a long time. Yeah, I have some things like that from when I broke my wrist. So I need to get some of that out. I think that's a great idea, Mafia Geek. Yeah, work on that. Actually, yeah, I think I probably will. I think we'll give away one more thing and then we'll wrap it and maybe go raid. Putty would be nice for you. That's what I have. I have my my varying levels of stiffness putty from when I was doing my wrist exercises. So I think I will continue to write offline. I need to get some more water. Let me see. I got to spend some time. 20 rule. Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break to look at something at least 20 feet away and stretch out arm, wrist, and hand. I like that. I need to spend some time in the Closet of Doom to get some new giveaway items. It's not slim pickings in there, but we're getting down to it. How's the Notco shipping going? So I had like over 800 orders to do, and I'm down to like 430. So I'm like halfway. It's at least 2-3 more weeks worth of, like, barring new orders, which new orders keep coming in, which is fine. Like the current amount I have is probably 2 to 3 weeks left. But it's good. Like, it's good. Like, I was thinking yesterday, I shipped for several hours yesterday. Like, I definitely made the right decision. Like, it makes me happy that there was a lot of really, really positive feedback, and that made me happy. Despite that, that business is shutting down mostly. And like, of course that's like sad, but like, I don't have any regrets. I made the right decision. I'm just, I am very proud of Knock. And like, I don't see like what the decision as anything negative whatsoever. So like, I'm just really proud of it, and going through what I'm, with the shipping right now, it puts a bow on that for me. Like, I'm very proud of what we've made and what we accomplished. So yeah, I know that wasn't the real question, but I definitely have feels about it. So yeah, 2-3 weeks more to catch up where I'm at now, but they're going to so after I do that, I'm going to re-inventory, and then there'll be another round, same pricing, same 50% off cases, same pricing of everything, but at least see what inventory I have left, because there's still just like some stuff that's just not counted. So I had to get the bulk out first, and then we can narrow it down one more time. So yeah, it's going good. It's going good. I mean, it's slower, but adding in extra shipping. Don't forget you. Are you in the queue? I'll put you last. So with the extra shipping and then like the 2 hours plus a day of writing, like, it's good. Like, I feel good to have like this kind of setup and structure, which is one of the goals of doing the writing, is figuring out some structure. Like I alluded to in the members newsletter, this is part of a bigger plan I have going forward, and I want to work on my commitment and execution of project type stuff, to make things I want to happen in the future successful as well. So there you go, squirrel. All right, let's find that last giveaway item, and then we'll call it a day. We'll go raid somebody. Maybe Mr. Lego Man. What am I giving away, chat? All right, let's do this. Is Lego Man live? I don't know. He usually goes live around now. Dark Wing, thank you for the follow. All right, we're going to give away part 1 of a eventual two-part giveaway. So, my friends Gamma and Dr. Coleman made or collaborated with Sailor on 2 ink colors for the Tinteras podcast, the one and only best Spanish language stationary podcast. So I was lucky enough to purchase these, and since it was such a cool thing, I used them for the St. Jude's raffle. Okay? You tracking with me so far? So my friends did something cool. I bought it from them to give away at the St. Jude's raffle. So the person that won the inks replied to me, said, I don't use fountain pens. No big deal. Just keep the inks. And I said, huh. So what I did, they were in the UK. What I did as well, I said, I'm not gonna not give you something. So I gave him the amount of money that I spent on these in a gift card to Cult Pens, so he could buy regular, standard pens instead of fountain pens or inks or stuff like that. So he got made right by the raffle, because I'm not just going to say, well, okay, it's cool, because that's not how I roll. But now I have these 2 inks. I could use them, but I've got enough inks right now. There you go. You can put a link in there too, Gamma. So now I have these to give away. So we're going to give away one of them today, and we'll give away one, I don't know, either tomorrow or Thursday, okay? And since I still have both of them, so we have spicy chipotle and homemade tortilla, right? Since I still have both of them, today's winner gets to pick which one that they want. These are really cool. This is one of the coolest things like I've seen in our community for a while. I think they did a really good job with this, and I just support them in everything they do. So we're going to give away one today, and the winner is going to get to pick the color, and then we'll give away the other bottle a different day. And Eric, if you want to put the link to the shop page for these inks so people can see what the colors look like, feel free. And what I'm going to do, no rush. No rush. Are there still any left, or it's sold out? And I'm going to open this giveaway, so y'all be watching here. All right. Exclamation. Yeah, I figured it was sold out. So exclamation point raffle, and you can pick homemade tortilla or spicy chipotle, and then I'll give away the other bottle a different day. You go into Italy, there's some serious shops to check out. We need to get, if Dave Forsyth is in here, I need him to write an article for the Pen Addict on how to fountain pen shop in Italy. Is he still in Italy? Or is he back? Is Sir Jerkface still in Italy? Where is that Render K pen? There it is. Okay. All right, we'll do this, and I'll be figuring out. Yeah, there's some really cool shops, just some like individual shops. Plus, all of the manufacturers have like facility tours. Thank you, Eric. So here's a, I'll put this up for links. Like Aurora and Monte Grappa and things like that. Factories like that have like tours and stuff. So depending on like if you're in those areas. Ah, such a good picture. That's really cool. Oh man, that Pirate's Life pen is really neat for that. Are you folding those swatches over, Eric? Or like, are you folding those in half and like making them symmetrical? Because that's a pretty cool look. I like how you did that. That's smart. I'm guessing so with the amount of ink in the center. Yeah. Splatter some ink, then fold them over. That's really smart. It's a great idea. I might even steal that. All right. Where is my giveaway screen? All right, let's pick a winner. Y'all ready? You ready? You ready? Casa de No 4. Casdo No 4. I was almost saying Casa. Casdow. Are you new today? Are you like, is today like literally your first stream? Maybe. You should have entered. Do you even have it for yourself? So this is one of our new followers today. I can't recall exactly. I could go back through the list. But you have to speak up in chat. You're definitely a first-time winner. You have to speak up in chat. You're there. And then you have to email me, hello@penaddict.com, with your shipping address. And now we're going to put even more pressure on you. You have to pick which color you want between spicy chipotle and homemade tortilla. And I'll put a link here. For you to what that's what Eric just shared with us, who helped collaborate on these inks. Today's the first day I've ever upped. Didn't know that was a prereq. Oh, no. It's not a prereq. You don't have to chat. You don't have to chat prior to winning. But if you win, you need to say, hey, I'm in chat. Does that make sense? I probably said it wrong the first time. So, no, it's not a prerequisite to win. But if your name gets picked, you have to say, hey, I'm here. Basically, you got to be present to win. That's all. You don't ever have to chat if you just want to lurk all the time. Unless you win, you got to say, hey. And you could just say, hey. So, welcome. All right. Sakazdo No 4. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Do you have a color preference? I keep clicking the wrong link. I guess that is true. You do have to send 2 messages. Yeah, you have to type !raffle. You're working, so you're a lurker? Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I want you to, if you can enter, we got to get you to say that you claim it. So you're going to take tortilla. Love it. Molly with the gifted sub. Thank you so much, Molly. All right. Kazdo, you need to just email me. And I'll get this shipped probably this weekend, something like that. All right. Very cool. Congratulations. Yeah, I think a lot of people here just work and lurk. All right, let me write this down. But congratulations. First time winner. That means if you're here again, in the future, Kazdo, you will, once you win your first one, you start winning like all the time now. So you've broken through. So you're now on the list of future 4 and 5 time winners. I think that's how it works, right, y'all? All right, and you chose tortilla, which I've got here. Ready to roll. All right, gang. Let's go raid Mr. Mike. See what the Legos. All right. Got that. Man, these sticky notes suck. Never buy Kunasawa sticky notes, chat. So we need some tape on this. It also helps add raffle winner to your username, probably. I know, those Mike ones are really cool. So let's go raid Mike, actually. Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for letting me babble on about my writing experiences. I love how Mike never shows up in my raid panel. It's ridiculous. All right. All right. Thank y'all. Y'all go hang out with Mike, watch him build Legos. I'll be back tomorrow. We got a podcast tomorrow. Any ideas for what we should do on the podcast tomorrow? Legitimately, send me your ideas via Twitter, via email. I haven't even started prep work yet. That's on the agenda this afternoon. So, yeah, we'll work on that. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon and Thursday, probably writing some more. I'll have music. Bye.